Yeah, welcome to welcome back, I should say, to DXB today, where tonight we're running ourselves a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a competition. We're seeing how many times we can say the word entrepreneurial. I think we're up to about 25 already in just the first segment, so let's keep going. Why? Because that's the basic ingredient of the show here today. That, and of course, homegrown talent. We're looking at it from a number of different guys. We've just been talking tech and the booming ecosystem there. Let's talk finance and education a little bit later on. But now, it's all about the food. Yeah, it's a warm welcome to the co-founder of what is, and it's not just because he sat next to me, the best burger joint in town, Joint. It is Hamad Alawar. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you on board.
You too as well.
Hamad and I have talked on numerous occasions about the growth of Where are we at now? How many joints have we got now?
We got a total of 6, and we're operating in Saudi Arabia as well. So yeah, about 7.
I mean, it's been a smash hit here. Gone down well in Saudi Arabia?
Yes, as well. It's growing there. We're just testing the waters there at the moment. So. Yeah.
So, business question for you to kick things off before we expand this conversation. It goes back to a point that Ritesh just made there about, a lot of people will get into a side hustle. They get into a business that they want to get into, but alongside that, they have a full-time job as well. Point in case as well. At what point does the hustle need more attention? Is that something you've had to address or not?
As Ritesh has mentioned, don't quit your job yet. And I think that's how we started Joint. I have a full-time job.
Yeah.
And Joint in the beginning was a passion project.
Yeah.
It was a small joint next to a mosque. You had the barbershop on the right. You had the Afghani bakery on the left. And it was just that. But we did it out of pure passion. And the passion was, to me, the passion is when you see the smiles of people eating whatever you're giving them, that gives us great joy, And without that passion and consistent work day by day in this venture, I don't think we would have reached where we are, especially during Corona time, during lockdown. There was a lot of challenges back then. And I think without the passion, it's hard to kind of push all the way through to get it where it's reached today.
Yeah. 100%.
What I would love to know is a lot of people, as you said, it was passion.
Yeah.
It was passion. You want to see people happy and people smile, but you've got to talk the finances. We've got to talk how you're going to make money, and it's a saturated market. So what was going through your mind to be like, right, I'm going in burgers and we're going to make it the best in town? To get him to say that, to get Tom to say that's the best burger, like that's big.
That's an award by itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And the winner is.
I mean, I'll tell you the truth. When we came into the market in 2018, there was a lot of franchises at that time. So it was about international franchises coming into the market in Dubai, selling burgers or any other thing. Burgers is a saturated market, some people would say, but the burger market is huge. So even though we had passion, we had to do our homework. We realized back then in 2018 that the market for homegrown brands, there wasn't so many at that time, number one. Number two, the burger market overall is so huge. So we realized that if we take a small slice of that and run the business as lean as possible, and of course rely on the base of what Joint is. Everything is made from scratch. We mince our meat daily, and the quality of the food till this very day, even through expansions, even through inflation and prices, we made sure that the ingredients stay the same with not much price changes. So doing that, accompanied with passion, we managed to go through. And I'd like to add one more thing. Not me or my partners come from an F&B background. And we made sure anyone we hire within the business doesn't have that accumulated F&B experience, because we wanted to create something different, whether it's from the interaction between you and the chef sitting down in our small burger bar, or even the way we run our marketing, our interaction with the community. So we've never hired an agency, we've never hired a consultant chef, we've never hired anyone. Every single team member in Joint has grown from an entry-level job all the way to either becoming an operation manager, a head chef. And that's, I think, what gives Joint its unique experience, taste, and flavor. And without any doubt, We had our troubles and problems. We didn't have an accountant for 2 years. And you learn that on the way. So we did pick up all the experiences, the network, the accounts, the finance of it, the budgeting, running an operation, multiple operations, not only here, also in Saudi Arabia. That has taught me and my partners a lot. So it was a great learning experience. Yeah.
But when somebody comes into High Joint, what is that one dish that really makes that place memorable for them, that makes them want to come back there?
So we used to run these secret burgers that come every now and then, and we release it every 2 months. It's not on the menu. You have to come and ask for it. So we did the high jams, which is bacon jam, bacon and onion cooked over 3 hours. It's a very tasty burger. But the point is, we removed it from the menu. And I remember while I was sat down one day, when one of the customers, a lady, came in, and nobody knows when I'm sitting there that I'm the owner. And I saw her asking the waiter, "I want my high jams." He said, and he says, we don't have high jams. And she says, "I've been doing my medical board exam, and I haven't eaten for 2 days, and I've promised myself once I finish, I want to eat the high jams." And they told her, "We can't." They're like, "Please cook it in the back." And she literally started to cry.
Oh, man.
And I had to jump in and say, "We're sorry, we will try to put it back." And we got a lot of feedback through social media, through interactions. We want that burger back. And eventually, in our first year anniversary, we did release it as a main item in the menu until this very day. It's our best-selling burger, and I think it's the thing that people come back again and again and again for.
Yeah, I've never been to a High Joint.
Oh, mate.
But
Neither
after
have
the
I.
show
Oh, you
Tonight.
too.
Yes.
tonight.
Tonight.
Right, we'll go
Tonight.
Definitely.
You know, on your thing, you know when you ask the questions of people, and
Yeah.
there's one question that repeats quite a lot about your happy place in Dubai. The car park outside High Joint is a happy, and that's not just my happy. You look around, you will not see a sad face there. That's
Exactly.
for sure. You will not see a sad face.
And I'm going to come and order the high jams.
The high jams?
The high
Yeah,
jams. Otherwise, I'm going to cry and throw a big tantrum. So I'm warning you in advance. Hamad, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Now, today's spotlight is on an educational design and manufacturing firm creating progressive learning environments for young minds. This is Charlotte Borghese from Kids Inc.
Hi, my name's Charlotte Borghese. I'm the owner of a company called Kids Inc. We're an architectural and furniture manufacturing company specialised in education based in Dubai. Okay, we've had many major milestones. There's some in the formation of the company. So when we set up, we were supplying furniture made by others. In 2018, we set up our own manufacturing facility in DIP, and today we're extending that and building a purpose-built facility which will open in 3 months. Also, when we opened our own architectural practice and officially became architects, that was a major milestone. Kids Inc. is completely disruptive in our industry. We're the first company who combine architectural design, interior design and furniture manufacture, completely specialised and dedicated to schools, which means we design schools seamlessly from the inside out. Oh, we opened our business and started going really just at the time Corona happened, so that was a major challenge for us. We managed to get through that, and actually one of the biggest challenges we face is really how to handle the growth. So different to if we're based in Europe or probably the US, one of the biggest problems here is like how do you actually manage the growth, bring on the talent, and keep the business delivering high quality, when all of that's happening. We have every intention to make Kids Inc. not only the market leader in educational design in Dubai and the Middle East, but actually be a global force to reckon with. And we believe that's very achievable. The UAE is actually one of the most dynamic private education markets in the world. So it's the home of innovation and competitiveness in this industry. And we believe the skills that we're developing will enable us to open offices all over the world. Just before Christmas, we opened our first international office in Europe, in Spain. We've already got an office in Saudi Arabia within the region, so who knows where next. Yeah, Dubai for me is about positivity, happiness, the possibility to do and achieve anything. It's about, no bias, many cultures and people working together with no limitations, and it's about innovation. Oh, I love the blue sky and the sunny days. I love living by the sea, but yet living in a city where everything is available, and I love meeting loads of diverse and interesting people from all over the world.
Yeah, Charlotte there and all the team at Kids Inc. doing some extraordinary work, yet more homegrown talent. Okay, time now for the Roundup with Lane.
Yes, thank you, Tom. Right, the government of Dubai is in partnership with Emirates MBD, and it's announced a 500 million dirham initiative to help small businesses to globalize, creating an immediate influx of entrepreneurs and top talents from around the world, either to expand or set up new businesses in the Emirates. The Dubai International Growth Initiative is one of those things that's going to be expected to ignite a flurry of expansions by offering interest-free loans and giving working capital to SMEs. Now that is pretty good, isn't it?
I'm actually quite curious to know on what basis they select these startups that they are happy to invest in, to give them the money completely interest-free. What would you think some of the criteria would be, Ritesh?
Look, when I judge startups and their viability and their future success potential, I look at the team, the market that they're targeting. Is it big enough? What is the capability for them to actually succeed compared to their peers? So there's a variety of different criteria. I'm sure they're quite rigorous in their
I think that's
review.
that's the thing that's really struck me about this initiative is it's yet more assurance for people. There's no guarantee that you're going to get the money. There's no guarantee you're going to get the loan, etc. But the fact that the initiative has been put in place gives you a bit more of that framework to sort of have to fall back on. If you're looking for extra funding, if you can't find angels, if you can't find other investors, etc. And it's one of those things. Why am I knocking over the cushions? They're all going everywhere. But I'm getting so excited. The cushions are everywhere. But it's the other things, because we've seen so many developments there. The visa system change in line with that. The network and infrastructure. You just mentioned a little earlier on. If you are setting out on your own, if you are setting up if you want to make your hustle your livelihood and your thing that you're pushing so much in, you need that network in order to give you that shoulder to cry on that you were talking about a little bit earlier on. And having more of that infrastructure, I think, is what is going to attract more talent.
Yeah, I think talent is definitely another bottleneck, of course. But if we come back to the funding, based on my experience and what we've seen in the market with our friends and peers as well, half of a founder's time goes into fundraising. So if somebody can help solve that piece of the problem, then all of a sudden you've doubled a founder's capacity to actually focus on the business itself, which is where most of the value comes from, right?
Which is, and you hit the nail on the head there, because a lot of these ideas come from one founder or two founders or a couple of founders together. And if they're knocking on doors saying, please sir, can I have some more cash, they're not being able to scale that business accordingly.
Correct.
You're right.
Let's have a little look and see what is coming up.
Indeed, we're having exclusive conversations with some of the acts at Dubai's mega music festival, Untold, right after this.
Plus, young minds are taking center stage in the world of entrepreneurship with the Junior Gladiator Kidpreneurs program. Up next, we have Sarah Al-Hashmi, who has been rehearsing in studio, and it is magical, so stay with us.